You going? Okay. Millions of students today in America don't go to college because they haven't properly learned the material to get into college classes. I've researched this topic for several weeks, and today I'm going to tell you the problem, my solution, and what you can do to help me solve this problem. There's a major decline in the education system in the United States. The system is very poor. Kids go to school, they study for the test, they don't really learn the material, and then they can't properly get into college classes. According to a study in 2006 called Measuring Up 2006, which was basically a study, kind of a survey of all the different education systems in the different states, it said that 30% of 18 to 24-year-old students in Texas are enrolled in college. That's under 1/3 of all people 18 to 24 are actually in college. It's a very low number. Also in Texas, only 51% of full-time, first-time students actually finish their bachelor's degree in 6 years. So, I mean, usually a bachelor's degree, it doesn't take that long to finish a bachelor's degree. And only about half of the students ever accomplish that. The other half just drop out. Everyone is affected by this poor system. People from kindergarten, preschool, they go to school, their teachers aren't properly teaching them the material, and then they can't succeed when they get to higher education. And the result is just going to be a further decline, because the people that are getting a bad education now are the ones who are going to be giving it in the future. And it's just going to keep going down and down and down. But there is a solution to this, and it really isn't that hard. The solution is to promote independent learning. According to an article from the Saskatchewan Education website, I quote, "Independent learning is that learning in which the learner, in conjunction with significant others, can make the decisions necessary to meet the learner's own learning needs." And what that means is that the learner looks at their own weaknesses and then finds the way that suits them best to go and fix those weaknesses. So if they're taking an algebra class, then they can go and find exactly what they don't understand, and then they can find a method that works best for them to go and solve that problem. We need to have teachers and parents encourage independent learning, because if parents aren't encouraging it at home, then children aren't going to properly learn it throughout, they won't be able to apply it to their lives. Independent learning is going to improve learning ability, because students are going to be able to help themselves by looking at their own needs. It's going to help motivation and self-esteem. Usually students that are able to use independent learning have a much higher level of self-esteem, and they're a lot more motivated. They want to learn for learning's sake instead of just because they have to. It's also a lot more efficient, because students are able to look at what they need to study instead of just going over everything and hoping that they might learn everything they need to. Instead, they're able to look at exactly what they need to learn and then go and learn it. The quality of education is also a lot better, because students get everything. They don't just learn bits and pieces. They're able to learn every aspect of whatever topic they're studying. And promoting independent learning is cost-free. You don't need a giant government-funded program or anything. You just need to promote it word of mouth like I'm doing today. But improving education isn't going to happen unless we all work together to try and promote independent learning. In a 2008 article from the Merlot Journal of Online Learning and Teaching, Shaolin Haiju outlines the 4 component skills of independent learning. And I have a handout that I'm going to give you, and I'd like you to go and look at the 4 component skills of independent learning, learn them, and apply them to your own lifestyle. The 4 component skills are self-selection, which is looking at what you need to study instead of just the general topic. You find your own weaknesses and then go and study those, only those things that you're having trouble with. Self-determination, which is being determined to go and learn, because usually when a student is interested and determined in whatever topic they're studying, they get a much better understanding of it instead of just learning it just to take the test. Self-modification, which is basically looking at your own weaknesses and then improving yourself so that those weaknesses no longer affect your learning style. And then self-checking, which is where you've gone through, found your weaknesses, learned with whatever method suits you best, and then you've stepped back and gone, okay, so do I need to do that process again, or have I fixed all of my problems? And so those are the 4 component skills, and if you can apply that to not just studying, but to everything in life, then it can really help you be a lot more efficient, and it can bring a lot of improvement. So I want you to get these 4 component skills, and apply them to your own studying. And then once you've done that and you understand it yourself and you've seen the improvement in your own life, I want you to go and promote it with your friends, family, and everyone you meet. If we can work together to promote independent learning, then we can help the education system in the United States really improve. And as Eric Hoffer once said, in times of change, learners inherit the world, and the learned find themselves fully equipped to deal with a world that no longer exists. So I believe that we should all try and continue to be learners instead of just learned.